the thing, right? The F430 had, other than all the problems I had to deal with, I just got a bit unlucky in a bad car. It had Recaro bucket seats, which are definitely better than the standard ones, right? It definitely makes the car look good. I think the Coupe's better looking than the Spider by a long ways, and the performance on it, I think that with the right tyres, the Ferrari's a phenomenal car. And what you want to do is you want to have the race headers on it, because it just sounds brilliant. I don't think there's many cars that sound as good actually when you got the right headers and stuff on the car. You know, I can't say it's better than this, just because this is they're two different, slightly different cars. And this is four-wheel drive, so from a track perspective, you probably have more fun with the Ferrari than you would the Lambo, right? Yeah. Four-wheel drives, well, that's not what they're great at on the track, right? You know, because you can't drift them the same. Like with a Ferrari, you can have the tail end whip out on you. It's a little bit more engaging. The four-wheel drive, look, I can launch this full out wet conditions, no loss of traction. This car, this traction is amazing, right? On this car, it's next level. I certainly wouldn't even try that with a McLaren. Although we managed to have a 3.2 to 100 in the McLaren, so yeah. Perfect conditions for the McLaren though, because tyre temperatures. Oh my goodness, what is this person doing? Sometimes that's my only grievance. Sometimes you get just, I don't know, yeah, maybe you just don't know what in about 4.8 seconds. Yeah. So this is a second faster than that again. Yeah, it's 100. The Vantage is probably the better. The Vantage is probably the better car for getting a racy type feeling than what the DB9 is. Yeah. But I like the sound of the V12. I did like the DB9 V12 sound. That was good. But it's definitely too much of a Grand Toury type car, right? Like I think if you had roads where you could, if you had an autobahn or something, I think you'd probably enjoy the car a lot more. Yeah. But it makes going to 100 so smooth and refined. Yeah. But in a very cam way, you know. The McLaren, even though it's smooth and refined, you just know it's bonkers, right? It's, I mean, you'll see now when we accelerate in the McLaren how much faster again. It seems like it's just another level. Yeah, it is another level. I actually struggled at first when I got the car to try and keep it in speed limit. So what I do is I take it out every day and I'll put it through its paces and try and work out where the shift points are and stuff, and you know what max I can take it to, how hard I can push it when the tires are cold, when they're hot, and so on. Get a real good understanding for how the car performs. But yeah, it was pretty hard. It's very easy to blow out the speedo in that car. I mean, I think if it was just anybody else, you'd be doing like 130, 140, and oh my god. Yeah, it's actually motorbike speed. And I say motorbikes because motorbikes fly to that kind of 150. Really, you know, you can get in trouble pretty fast on a motorbike. Yeah.
Is your wife still a policewoman?
No, she's an investigator now.
Alright.
Yeah. Some big technological shifts between this generation of car and the McLaren. So this is a single clutch robotic assisted transmission. Yeah. So you got a dual clutch plate, but it's a single clutch system. You use this same as the Vantage, right? So basically it engages and disengages the robotic arm, and that shifts the car for you. When you put it in sport mode, the reason you get that extra bang, there's potentiometers on the clutch, and what they do is they measure the revolutions of the clutch plates, and the car times it between the engine revolutions and the clutch plates when you're in normal mode to get like a smooth transition. Like you're driving a normal car, you don't just drop your foot off the clutch, right? You make it smooth, right?
Yeah.
People that don't drive a manual wouldn't know what that is, but when it's in sport mode, it doesn't care about that. It rams it in. So it's looking to get the fastest performance time, and the way to do that is by engaging the clutch in the fastest possible time, right? So that's why you kind of get that big jolt. And in a way, that's what kind of makes this car quite special. Like, I like the smooth shifts, but if you're in a bonkers day and you want to have a bit of fun, that extra bang it makes you giggle, right? Like, it's pretty cool. Whereas the generations of dual clutch transmissions, you don't even notice you're changing gear. It's almost seamless. The shift times are next to measurable. You almost can't measure them. They're so fast, and that's because I don't know if you know much about a dual clutch transmission, but you effectively had two clutch systems in place. One that'll go 1, 3, 5, 7, and one that'll go 2, 4, 6, and they're ready to go. So it removes the need to find that next gear and change. It's already engaged, right? And actually that makes it a lot more durable for when you're in traffic, right? So things like everyday driving makes it much more durable. This here, you get stuck in traffic light. If you were to drive this to Auckland, you'd be wanting to stop every hour and a half, especially if there's lots of traffic, right?
It's gonna be heavy,
It's not good. Maybe what you do is you drive, I mean, it's not that it's not doable, it's just, I suppose if you had just had the car, you'd probably enjoy it no matter what, but eventually you get sick of getting stuck in traffic, and this is a very specific way to drive it. Force engage the clutch without obviously having a clutch pedal, because if you don't, then what happens is you burn out the clutch real fast, and it's $8 for a clutch. The one on this will be due reasonably soon. We're sitting at 28% now, so that'll be like, I don't know, it's hard to gauge. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. Might be lucky to get another year, but I doubt it. I'm planning for doing a change around about March.
Cheers. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you liked it. Feel free to comment or subscribe, and stay safe.